We welcome you into the beautiful studios of ProView Sports Network. This is the ProView Rundown. I am Adam Diehl. I am joined by the crew in the zoo, and we've got a bracket breakdown for you. We're going to go over all the matchups that are happening, some big games tonight as the girls' bracket gets started, and we've got some games that will be streamed live. Here's what you need to know, and you need to know right now. You want to watch the state basketball tournament, I suggest you go and show up and have fun and enjoy yourself at the pit or the Santa Ana Star Center or Bernalillo for a day. But if you're going to watch it, you can only watch it via stream on the NFHS network. It will not be televised. It will not be anywhere else other than the NFHS network. And so ProView Networks and our crew will be there broadcasting for the NMAA via the NFHS network. Now, we will have all the links on our webpage at ProViewNetworks.com. You can get there by clicking those links. A tournament pass for the entire week would be $14.99. A day pass is $9.99. Please do it because 72 games will be broadcasted live, including some of the first round games that we picked up. Some of those first round games start tonight, and it's 3 girls games, and these are what we're broadcasting tonight. A 5-seed Volcano Vista as they take on the overall 12-seed Alamogordo. That game starts at 6 p.m. on the NFHS network. Also, the overall 8-seed playing host to the 9-seed. It's the Cueva, the 8-seed. Rio Rancho, the 9-seed. That game at 7 p.m. And then West Mesa, the 3-seed against the 14-seed Oñate. Those girls' games will be live tonight on the NFHS network in the first round. Tomorrow, the boys' side, we've got some 5A games that we've picked up as well that will be broadcasted for you. Starting at 5 o'clock, Atrisco Heritage, the 6-seed, plays host to the 11-seed Roswell. That'll be live on the NFHS network. At 5:30, the overall 7-seed, a lot of people's favorites still to win the state tournament, the Cleveland Storm will play host to the 10-seed La Cueva. That's on the NFHS network at 5:30. 2 games at 7. The first one, Volcano Vista, the 1-seed, will take on Carlsbad, the 16-seed, live on the NFHS network. And then the other 7 o'clock game will be the Rio Rancho Rams, the overall 3-seed, taking on the 14-seed Gadsden at 7 p.m. live on the NFHS network. Tuesday, it'll be at the Pit in the Santa Ana Star Center. There will be 8 games, 16 teams that'll be playing. I take that back. 16 games, 32 teams will be playing on a Tuesday, all girls, and then boys on a Wednesday in the quarterfinals. So you can get prepared for this state tournament, everything that's going. We have no highlights for you. We just have to preview what's coming up. And you will be seeing, by the way, a live version of this show, the ProView Rundown. We'll have it at the Pit on Friday and Saturday, recapping the tournament and previewing all the championship games that will be coming on Friday and Saturday. So fun action for you. Jay Pohl, how you doing over there?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Just gave a lot of info.
I know, it was a little much, but, let's just ease them into that. We got a top 10 plays of the week. Everybody loves the top 10 plays of the week. We can bring it back with we'll go in depth on all these brackets, on all the challenges.
Okay.
Take a little, because you seem like you had some coffee this morning. We're good, though.
I just got my second cup. You saw that. And
2
no,
cups.
I will not take it back. I will not apologize to you, the fan, that is so excited. I'm excited. The state tournament starts.
Hype or not hype, maybe?
Yeah, can we? Yeah, it's raining basketballs in the studio. Can we get the hype or not hype? Because I'm hyped.
All right, we about to get hype.
Let's get it. Well, hype or not hype? Polony 1.
Polony 1, also Harvard University.
J. Pohl. Oh, look at you, vintage Pitt.
So now, people, at first we were just like traveling across the world, and I sat there and thought, what if I could just go back in time? So I talked to my man Steve Davis. He hooked me up. We got built a time machine, and I am back in time at the vintage Pitt.
Did Woody help you out?
Oh yeah. He was the engineer. Who else could have built it?
Okay,
let's say
Pitt.
Gary Williams.
Is that do we know what this was? Was this
1966?
Was this national championship?
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
But it was 1966.
Okay, wow. I'm
way off.
People are going to be so mad at me for that.
It started with a year.
That's vintage Pitt, though. That's beautiful. We love it. We're going to be there all week. Are you hyped or not hyped with Jason Pohl trying to tell me to calm down right now for the state tournament?
I think I'm kind of hype on it, but at the same time, it is state.
No, you can be hype about state. You just blowing through brackets, blowing through schedules. I'm hype on state.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the rundown. The state tournament starts today. You can go watch it at the NFHS Network. Like, what is that? What you wanted?
You're right. Okay, is that what you wanted to hear?
All right. Let's play some hype or not hype. And Jason, are we going to get to all of our brackets? Like, we all did our individual brackets.
All right, should we just roll with it? Let's get it going.
Well, let Alden do his since he's up right now. Let's put Alden's up. Let's just start with that.
Oh, his brackets. Oh, it's going to take a second. Hold on.
Well, then what do you want to go with then?
You want to go 1A?
All right. Oh, you want to look at the real bracket? Yeah, let's look at it. Let's do it. All right. Ball so hard. I mean, I don't. To be honest, I mean, we don't know too much about this, right? I mean, like we haven't covered a ton of 1A.
Yeah.
One seed.
I mean, this is where my experience of doing Bernalillo games comes in very well.
Oh, okay.
You know, Logan is always a force in this 1A bracket. Watch out for them. And my Fort Sumner Foxes, the number 2 seed.
Fort Sumner Foxes.
Yeah, I mean, and aren't they the defending 1A state champions from last year? I'm pretty sure. So you know, they're huge contenders. And Tatum, they're never not a slouch. And I mean, Quemato Eagles at that number 1. I mean, you can't count them out. Elida, Melrose. I mean, this is a great bracket. There's going to be some great games.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look now at the girls 1A bracket. I guess we're going to go through them all. And then Melrose, man, the Lady Buffs. I mean, I'll be honest. You know, I know they got a nice rival with Tatum, but it's all about the Lady Buffs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Isn't it weird not seeing Elida at that number 1 line?
Yeah, it is. It is weird, but I mean, once that final round happens, I mean, you can pretty much count Elida in there. That's for sure.
All right, let's roll on. 2A Pecos. They're the 2-time defending champs. They went to Texaco and beat them by 30. They beat Newcomb. They smashed Santa Rosa a couple of times. And they had one close game against Santa Rosa. They're the clear favorites, man. Iowa Hardy Jr. is trying to get it done again.
Yeah, I mean, isn't this a potential 3-peat for him? I mean, or a 2-peat, or
this would be 3.
Yeah, 3-peat. Yeah, so you know, and like a personality on ProView Network's Manny Lucero, he said that the Pecos Panthers could pretty much beat anybody in any class.
Dropped him in.
So you know, I mean.
Wow.
We'll see.
He needs to calm down a little bit, man. Lucero needs to calm down. You just saw a glimpse of what my bracket looks like for 5A boys. We all kind of did one here, and you know, obviously we cover the 5A level a lot more if you pay attention to ProView Networks. So we'll get to that in just a sec as we stroll through these brackets. And girls 2A Texaco, they're the ones to beat. Penasco had a really good season. Pecos, maybe a team that everybody says could make the run to win the blue this year. We'll find out. 3A boys. How about this? St. Mike's, they're the overall 1 seed. They had a beautiful season, and Sandia Prep right behind them. This is like the old school, you know, when Hope was around, would just disappoint everybody. Now all these teams are so happy that Hope is out of this bracket. Yeah?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that, Adam. You know, the likes of St. Mike's and Sandia Prep. I mean, they're just super happy that Hope's gone. And you know, and I'm interested to see how Hot Springs does. I've heard from down the grapevine that Hot Springs has had a really good season and they're a really good team, so I'm interested to see how they do.
And then we got to give a shout out to Charles Ashley. He doesn't coach Bosque anymore, but he wanted to give us some love on Bosque because he was coaching them the last couple of years before this year, and his man Clinton now is handling the helms over there, and they're back in the state tournament, so they're really excited as they get a shot against West Las Vegas. So shout out to Bosque. The girls' side of 3A looks like this. And remember, these games on the girls' side will be happening on a Friday night tonight, and then all the quarterfinals will happen on Tuesday. So Robertson, they're the overall 1 seed in Santa Fe Indian.
Look at that 215. That game's going to be. I wish I could go to that game because
it's going to be
sold
out
in there.
Yeah, Santa Fe Indian has a beautiful facility. It is going to be great. But obviously Robertson, they are the clear favorites. From what I understand, Hatch Valley could be the team to watch, the 4 seed on that line. Let's take it over to 4A now. And Las Lunas, On the boys' side, they're one. Hope Christian trying to make some noise again. It'd be the 7th straight championship all in, and this at a higher classification. If Jim Murphy pulls this off, then he's already a legend. But man,
right? Yeah, I mean, this. I feel like this is definitely one of the most. I mean, we anticipated this bracket was going to be the best. I feel like all around it's the best bracket. In
let
all
me give this. Check this out. Gallup holds strong against Bernalillo. At Espanola Valley beats Del Norte. Let's just say it holds chalk, which I don't know if it will, but let's say it does. That's going to be sold out.
Yeah,
the pit's going to be sold out for Gallup Espanola.
Yeah,
Valley.
oh yeah. I mean, just as seeing games like that. I mean, in the past with State. I mean, I'd love to see that matchup at the pit.
Could you imagine like Las Lunas, and I don't know if it plays out like this, and Taos actually travels well. Las Lunas, Taos, or Valencia would be a monster matchup in the pit. Gallup Bernalillo would be a monster matchup in the pit, and Valley Hope Christian could draw a nice crowd. I mean, like the crowds in the pit on a Wednesday, the NMAA's is drooling over what could happen there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I've done a lot of Valley games over the years, and when their team's successful, they have their back 100%, and like every student from Valley High School will be at the pit. Especially if they can get on a roll. I mean, they've already beaten Hope Christian this year. So if that happens, I mean, you never know. But don't count out Jim Murphy or the Huskies ever.
Girls' side in Las Lunas, the defending champs do not get the 1 seed. Kirtland Central do. They will draw a crowd. That 1-16 matchup will be a sold-out matchup, as Shiprock has struggled a little bit this year. But definitely some. Highland is a team that I think is very dangerous with the Crawford girls. Gallup, they're going to bring in some crowds. They'll be really good. And Las Lunas, I think, maybe still the team to beat on the girls' side.
Oh yeah, and I mean Las Lunas. I mean they've been the best girls team pretty much in the past 2 or 3 years. But I mean Kirtland Central. I mean the original like girls program like that really kills it. I mean, if the 1-2 meet up in the finals, I would really love that.
Good crowd too.
Yeah, good crowds, and I mean even Espanola, Powake. I mean this is a great bracket too. Even on the girls' side, like Las Lunas, Bernalillo, that'll be. I mean, a lot of people will show up to that game, so I mean, just take a drive down I-25, So that should be a great game.
Let's look at the 5A brackets, and we'll get in depth of the 5A brackets all then. So I'll kind of leave this one because we're gonna show what we think as a crew, where everyone's gonna go, and then on the girls' side, very interesting. I'm hoping that Manny Otero and the West Mesa Mustangs this time can make the run that they've deserved. We'll see. In front of them, I think is a decent road until they get to PV potentially. If PV does make it to the semifinals. Now the other side, my dark horse is Volcano Vista. A lot of people keep telling me they're too young. I'm still going to say they're my dark horse to get to the semis and play Hobbs. We'll see though. What do you think? Oh
yeah, definitely. I mean, I've said this multiple times on this show. Lisa Villarreal's definitely one of the best coaches, hands down, in boys and girls basketball because she gets the most out of her teams. She puts her players in the right positions to succeed. So yeah, I definitely would like that Volcano pick. But where I'm looking at is definitely with the West Mesa. They're gonna have to. I think it's nice about that is PV's been the team that's beaten them this year. What other poetic justice would it be if they could beat them in the semifinals to get to the championship?
That'd be beautiful,
game.
Right? They lose 3 times, beat them once. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, that's all you need. And and I'm looking at that 7-10. I mean. Cleveland, they're a surprise team. I've been saying this all year. They might not have with Desiree Forrester.
Well, look, they beat Farmington already this year.
So they're more of a team. They're a really solid team all around, and they got nice pieces. So I mean, I could see that upset going down in the first round.
All right. This is what we're going to do. Alden, you're going to stay on. We're going to get JB involved. We're going to get Jason Pohl. We've all kind of broken down brackets, how we think 5A is going to go. We're going to have some fun with it and get you ready for the state tournament as this madness begins. So back in a moment here on the rundown. Top 10 plays coming up right now.
Long three by Bates, yes!
But
Antonio throws it away. Alejandro Yeoki spins.
move.
Fine. Delonte Gray, here comes Munn. Send it in, Jalen.
Leave Terry wide open. Look at
Look at
this.
this from Mohammed all the way on a spin.
The drive back at the other end, beautifully done.
That's the age-old question. Here's Manzano. He's being worked on by Nakai Smith. Manzano going all the way to the basket.
Smith says, give me that. Here's Munn, and he'll throw it.
Three to play. Deathridge looks up. He's been clutch all year. Is he going to get one off? He does, and he cans it. Nothing but ice through the veins of Jake Deathridge.
Gets it back. Mohammed alley-oop to Munn. You're not going to score really with .6 here unless Damina Lovato
And you
knocks
know,
us down.
and I'll.
And he got it! And I guess it was worth it.
That's a great call.
Unbelievable by Damina Lovato. Our interns here at ProView Sports Network get pretty competitive. Rivalries are real. So with the big matchup between the El Dorado Eagles and the La Cueva Bears, time to make my pick here on the ProView Rundown. I'm going to go with the El Dorado Eagles. You know, I'm going to change my decision, and I'm going to go with the La Cueva Bears. They're feeling it. All right, hey, calm down. Guys, you do it every time. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to be in makeup. Okay, we're back to action for real this time. We're with the crew in the zoo. Adam Diehl here, ProView Rundown. We're getting you ready for the state basketball tournament. We're still doing hype or not hype? Yeah, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. It's hype. Warning, fall so hard.
I love the intro so much. It's my favorite intro that we've made. And Josh Brown's supposed to be sitting next to you, but God forbid he. See,
it takes a while. The time traveling process. It's not really like a set thing. It takes time.
All right, JB, get in your time travel machine, and we'll see you over there in just a minute. What bracket do we want to show first, Jay?
Might as well go ladies first.
That's not an insult. I mean, I don't take that as an insult at all. All right, well, let's take a look at it then. There it is. This is my prediction, and please don't hold me accountable for this, coaches out there or anybody else who would see this. There is some bias played into this, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I see it very difficult for Jaden Isler and Clovis to beat Hobbs back-to-back times in Tasker Arena. That's why I have Hobbs winning this game, even though I think Clovis might be the better team. Santa Fe, J.B. White, he's back. I don't know if that helps or hurts them because they've kind of gotten a flow without him. Is he going to be 100%? Probably not, but he is going to be back, I think. They're saying he might be back. I say he's back. But I still think they get by Manzano. El Dorado might be a sneaky tough game against Capital. I think Quintana's too tough. El Dorado move on. Then you look at the other side, I think Rio Rancho, everyone seems to be picking Gadsden. They think they're going to keep it under 40 and try to slow the game down. I still think Rio Rancho's too powerful on the inside with Gallegos, can't be stopped. Rio Rancho win. Atrisco in a tight one, I think, against Roswell will get through. And then I got Cleveland against La Cueva, which I think will be a game that's kind of close to the very end. And I feel like Las Cruces is going to squeak by, and I mean squeak by Oñate. And so this is the way I see it. Second round, Volcano has no problems with Hobbs. I think that Santa Fe is going to get El Dorado in a really good game in the pit. then I think Rio Rancho and Atrisco could be like a double overtime game. I got Rio Rancho. I got Las Cruces and Cleveland blowing it with 5 seconds to go because that's what they've done. And so I got Cruces and Rio Rancho, Alden, and I've got Rio Rancho beating Cruces because I think the matchup is good. And then Volcano Vista easily getting by Santa Fe. Now, Rio Rancho has beaten Volcano Vista this year. They've split. In the game that they lost, they could have won that game. I'm going Rio Rancho as my champs. Bang, that's my bracket. Hype or not hype on Adam Diehl's bracket, Alden?
You know what? I'm hype on your bracket, Adam. You know, you stuck to your guns. You know, you know. Some people will be like, "Oh, you might have didn't you go to Rio Rancho?" But you know what? I feel like they have the most clutch X Factor player in the whole tournament, and that means something. I mean, if it's like having like a Kobe Bryant on your team or somebody like that who can just score. David Patterson, I mean, he could just score. That's what he does. But he also does a lot of the little things that people don't really like look into. He plays really good defense. He doesn't just always just shoot. He tries to get his other guys involved. So you know what? And I like how you decided to take Santa Fe to the semifinals. I think that's a huge shout out to them for what they've accomplished with or without JB White this year. So, and I mean, I agree with you that Las Cruces Oñate game's really deceiving, and that Cruces might have some problems. But I mean, they've pretty much ran the table in the regular season 2 years in a row. So I feel like this is, they're still going to get by in that game.
Well, all right. I appreciate the love. That's the way I see it, and obviously this can be drastically different. And I would not be shocked. So again, it's no slight to anybody either. This is all just for fun, right? And so we got.
Look at that tan. I mean,
I know it's a lot.
This is the winter.
It's winter, guys.
It's winter.
Winter is coming.
JB, did you make your way? Did you find the time travel?
I did. Doc Brown and Marty came and picked me up in the DeLorean, hit 88 miles per hour, and here we are, 1966.
It's 2019. We talk about Rick and Morty now instead.
No, best trilogy ever made was the Back to the Future trilogy.
Well, I'm glad to see you back in the day there.
I mean, a DeLorean time machine?
We brought a sports almanac with us.
I mean, we
too,
did.
So
who should we go with? Whose brackets next, Jay Paul? I'll let you decide.
Let's go Steve.
All right, Steve Davis. Steve Davis goes basically chalk throughout.
Yeah, it goes chalk the whole way.
No, I mean, not just basically.
Takes
oh, my
Cruces.
goodness,
Yeah,
he goes chalk
He went
throughout.
chalk. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they had Clovis upsetting the 8th seed there.
Oh, okay.
That's the only
he has to take
he went
Clovis.
chalk the whole way except for Clovis.
Where is Steve?
Oh, wow.
Can Steve explain this?
Him and Brian had his show yesterday. They talked
Okay,
it
you
over.
probably
I
already
mean,
explained it. You're saying. All
yeah,
right.
it kind of went over just.
All right.
I think it was.
That's our beloved leader, the president, owner, and then Alden. Go ahead, man. Take us through it.
All right, so pretty much, yeah, that first game, Volcano versus Carlsbad, right? Yep.
Yeah.
I see Volcano handling business in that. Hobbs Clovis, it's going to be a close game, I feel like, but I feel like with the championship pedigree of Hobbs and them getting these two players, I think that's going to be enough to take down the Wildcats. And this is my big upset of the whole thing. I'm going to take Manzano over Santa Fe in the first round.
It could happen. They beat them once this year.
I feel like if JB White does come back, even though he's a great player, I think it might mess with that chemistry a little too much.
Yeah.
And so, that El Dorado Capital game, I see it being a tight one, but I agree with Adam. I think Quintana's going to pull out in the end and be the difference in that one. And go to the other side. I have Rio Rancho over Gadsden. I haven't seen them play, but apparently people are picking them to be a dark horse kind of upset team in the first round. I think Rio Rancho will handle them pretty well. And Atrisco, I think they're definitely going to take down Roswell. And Cleveland, I mean, La Cueva, they have some pieces that they can make this game interesting, but I still take Cleveland. And Las Cruces, I mean, I kind of explained that when we were talking about your bracket, Adam. I think Chris is going to take that one, and we'll go back to the Volcano Hobbs. I think Volcano is just too much in that game for Hobbs, and they move on to the semis. Eldo, Manzano, I mean, this one could really be a toss-up, honestly. But
It's
I
just
think,
Eldorado's not deep enough to blow anybody out,
yeah,
right?
exactly. So I'm gonna say Eldo squeaks by again and gets to that semis. And then Rio Rancho Atrisco. Now this game, I know it's going to be close no matter what. Like this game's a coin flip, but I think since Atrisco's the defending champs, and it was kind of like when Cormier won it. It was like Cormier and all these other guys won state. Like it's like I feel like it's kind of like that sometimes, where it's like, oh, they had Arroyo, and it's like Arroyo and all these other guys won. But I feel like they want to prove themselves and get edge their names in the history books. So I'm going to take Atrisco in that game. And then Cleveland, Cruces. I feel like another great game that could definitely come down to the end. But I feel like Cleveland, they have that revenge factor. They want to make it to that state championship game again. So I picked them. And I just had to do the rematch of last year's finals in the semifinals.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that would be one of the best things. I feel like both of these teams, they were both in the game last year, having to beat each other. I lost some sleep. You know, last night I went to sleep. I was like, dang, I don't know if I should have picked Cleveland over Atrisco. I was going over Atrisco. Yeah, I was going back and forth on that one all night. But you know, because Atrisco, they have Josiah. I mean, they have DeMarcus. They have side pieces like Gaxiola and other people like that can step in. And I feel like they just, and like I said, I feel like they want to go for that two-peat real hard. But Cleveland, I feel like they want it a little more, and they'll be able to squeak by. And in the championship game, I got Volcano winning on a game-winning basket by Jake Deathridge. At the buzzer, Mr. Clutch. I'm calling it right now.
Right, check this
Brown
out.
and the Volcano Vista Hawks win the state championship.
Volcano Vista and Cleveland have played 4 times this year. Within regulation, the point differential between these two teams is 4 points.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a good one.
Jake,
if it happens.
So what's up next, Jay? We got Alden Iwani, Volcano Vista as the champs is what he has. JB, Bear Trap Brown, why don't you take us through your bracket real quick?
Volcano looking tough. Gets that 1 seed. I think Volcano playing Hobbs, that's going to be the biggest one there. I think Hobbs is going to take it out on Volcano. I mean, Eldorado's going to get over there. Manzano, with Alden, I have that upset over them. That big left side, I have the Eldorado Eagles beating the Volcano Vista Hawks.
Man.
I think the Hobbs Eagles are just going to take so much out of that Volcano team. I think that's going to be their toughest matchup there. And I think the Eldorado Eagles are going to fly there.
Eagles fly.
You know, the bald eagle versus a hawk. I mean, in nature, the eagle wins. So you go with the hawk. I go with the eagle, excuse me.
Okay.
Flip over to that right side. I'm going with Rio Rancho there. Wally, don't let me down. A couple of locks were picked.
You got the upset Roswell Atrisco.
I've
heard about this.
11, man. I looked it over. I was looking at the stats and everything. Roswell just looks good on paper. And Atrisco, I mean, Ramos, if he's hitting, then I'm going to look foolish here. But I just think that they're going to keep him down. I mean, I want to see DeMarcus Suffins step up. He's been playing defense all year, being unselfish, but I just think the Roswell Coyotes are going to come up to town and surprise them there. I have Cleveland beating La Cueva. I just think Cleveland's going to dominate that one. Sorry, Frank. And then Las Cruces over on Yate. I mean, Cruces is that number 2 seed. There, Cruces pile it up.
I don't think we're La Cueva's biggest fans. Right? Just throughout this year, I guess. Hey, look, they could prove us wrong.
And then, I got Las Cruces taking care of Rio Rancho. I think they're hungry. And right there, the Bulldogs take down the Eagles.
All right, William Benjamin likes your bracket. Jay Pohl, quickly, I guess we're running out of time here, so if you want to skate through yours, man.
Same old. Went with the Manzano over Santa Fe. Just Powell, he's a force. When he wants it, he's going to get it. El Dorado, got to get them to go, but I don't think they can handle Volcano at all. No offense, even though I want the Eagles to go. Yeah. But right side of the bracket, just as is. I mean, every game, the higher seed is what I'm going with. anything that I want to see stands out, I would say I want to say Cleveland's going to go all the way just to do the upset. If they're going to beat Rio Rancho.
If
Amir
Cleveland
Muhammad
gets by Las Cruces, I think they have no problems getting by. If they were to play Rio, Atrisco would probably be more difficult, but I'll still take Cleveland. So, I mean, I think Cleveland's biggest hurdle is that quarterfinal, to be honest with you guys.
It is.
So I don't know.
That's what they got to do. I just think Amir Muhammad's going to do the younger LeBron James. You know, once it came playoff time, you step it up. Not the old LeBron.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the new LeBron James. Okay, this would be, you got Volcano and Cruces, and so that would be a rematch of 2 years ago's championship game where Cormier took over and won the state championship, and Volcano Vista got their first ever. All right, I really appreciate everybody. Of course, the crew in the zoo, Alden Balso Hard University, and Bear Trap Brown. Guys, time travel safely. Get back. You got some games to do tonight. For Jay Pohl, hey, state tournament time, man. You ready?
I'm ready.
All
Game
right.
time.
Hey, just in time, Luna just showed up with our Golden Pride, so we got to get out of here. Adam Diehl saying so long. Enjoy the state tournament.
ProView rundown. Eat some Golden Pride for lunch. Thank you, Golden Pride. It's Josh Bear Trap Brown on the creek. Jason Southwest Pole with Sydney Travel. Adam the real deal.